How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing great because I'm having the time of my life right now. I just finished filming that book video, so I was like, you know what? I feel like I need to do something else. I have too much energy. I need to get it out. So in today's video, I thought, let me stay on topic because I'm talking about books and literature, so why don't I just talk about it more? Why not? In today's video, I wanted to help you guys boost up your English GCSE grade. I'm going to tell you guys how you can get a good grade in English, and trust me, it is so easy, so don't even worry, okay? I can help you. I will literally give you everything you need. You don't even need anyone else. You don't even need to revise. You just need me. I'm just gonna wing it, you know? I'm just gonna... This is about me and you and your English grade. Before I even talk about the tips, let me just give like a rundown. Don't even stress so much about English, okay? English may seem scary. Obviously, be stressed about it, but it's really not as bad as you think it is. English is actually very easy. Once you get the hang of it, it will all come so naturally that like you won't even need to worry about it. I'm gonna go through what helped me. It may not help you, but I'm gonna go through other tips that may help other people. First, I'm gonna talk about English literature, then language, what I do, and I'm gonna move on to what you can do. So for English literature, it's one of my favorite exams. Like I know you're probably thinking, what? Your favorite exam? Who has favorite exams? If I could do it every day, I would, because it's fun and it's easy. But I probably should not be talking about how easy it is for me when you're literally here stressing. I'm really sorry. So for me, I revise quotes. So how I do this specifically is like I have a quote sheet. So what you should do is you should get a piece of paper, preferably like A3, split it into 6 sections or more, write down a key idea, because you need to have key topics / context to relate back to your paragraphs. So for example, if you pick a quote from Macbeth, I don't know, say something like fruitless crown, you can put that under regret and then say, you know, blah blah blah, and then you just say this links to regret because blah. You know what I mean? And it's also just easy as well because you might have like such an amazing quote, and then when you go down to the bottom for context, you're like, oh my god, what do I write next? You will be stuck, and you don't have that time to be stuck. So I feel like wherever you write a quote, write down key ideas that it links to. Also, if you already have like an assumption about that quote, you can add that in anyway. So when you go into the exam, you don't have to make up a new assumption. You already have one. You know what I mean? I revise the structure as well. Structure is extremely important. If you don't know the structure, you are missing out marks. The structure is easy. I'll go through it quickly. First, you have your point, evidence, and then you explode that evidence. You talk about immediate events, what's going on around this quote, what happened just before Macbeth said this. Talk about the writer's intentions, what did Shakespeare mean when he used this quote, audience's reactions, how did Shakespeare want this audience to feel, how did the audience perceive this line, and then you talk about the context. That is the order of the structure, and you see how easy that was for me to say. I knew it from the top of my head. It's so simple and it's honestly easy to remember. I know in exams people can go blank and you completely forget everything, but I think if you keep memorizing, you know, maybe even do like a little acronym thing, I wouldn't worry so much if you forget the structure. If you just remember like the basic things that you need to do, then it will all be fine. But essentially you do need to remember all of it, but it's not the end of the world if you don't. You can still pass without completely following that structure in order. You just may not get the high grades that you want to get, and we're not aiming for grade 5s, okay? If you're aiming for a grade 5, there's nothing wrong with having a grade 5, but I know some people are overachievers and some people just really want to do better. They know they can do better. You can't get the grades that you deserve because that is you, and you have the power to control how well you do in your exams. The ball is in your court, okay? You have the authority over all of this. If you can manage that authority the way that you know you can, then you have no problem. You'll be fine, okay? Everything will go smoothly. Don't even worry about it. And that's literally all I do. I just remember quotes and I just remember the structure. But also I feel like with English, you have to have a real passion for it. But I'm not saying like you have to like make your whole life about English. Oh, I love English. English is my life. Not like that. If you have a strong mindset towards English, you will fall in love with it, and maybe if you don't fall in love with it, you will start to like it. Because I know for me, I didn't like it at first. When I started getting into it, you know, learning about like the plays and that, I find it quite interesting. And when you're open-minded about these things, you're allowing your brain to, you know, expand and to want to take in this information and use it to create something beautiful and something amazing. And I think that's one of the best things about English. If you can absorb all this information and resonate with it and make it and turn it into something beautiful, then you've passed English. Like, you've got it. Like, there's not much more you can do. Like, I'm not saying you have to sit there and write paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs, because you can do that and still get nowhere. I feel like it all starts with your mindset as well. Like, obviously revise and stuff, but your mindset is what's going to push you to revise, and your mindset is going to push you to want to do better. You can do all the revision in the world and have the most terrible mindset and not pass at all, or you can have the best mindset, maybe revise a little bit and pass, you know? Like, it all just comes down to how you want to interpret how you learn English. That's the most I can say. Now I'm going to go through some other tips that you guys can do. Some of these tips I don't do. I probably have never done these, but I've heard that they help. So maybe these will help you too, depending on what plays or what novels you're doing. So for example, I'm doing A Christmas Carol, In Spectacles and Macbeth. But some people may be doing other things like Romeo and Juliet. The first key thing that you need to do is you need to understand the plays and the novels thoroughly. If you don't understand what's going on in these plays or these novels, then you're not going to have very strong pieces of writing. Because remember, part of the structure is events. You need to talk about what happens before this quote. And if you can't do that, then you're slowly deducting marks that can easily be there if you just understood the story a bit more. I know on YouTube there's some summary videos where you can watch and they will summarize the whole of Macbeth or the whole of A Christmas Carol all in like under 10-20 minutes. So that just saves a lot of time than having to spend hours and hours reading and understanding, because honestly that can just be like the most irritating thing while you have other subjects to revise and you're just wasting so much time just reading the plays. Like, nobody has time for that. Like, time is running out. We are on the brink of exams. Like, we do not have time to read books. Whilst you're watching summary videos, make sure you watch the quote videos and like the character analysis videos, because they really help. Like, you get character analysis about Macduff or King Duncan and stuff like that. You know, characters that you're not gonna know much about, like King Duncan, you know, you might have a hard time talking about him if you have to. I feel like watching character analysis videos really broadens your mind and broadens your attention to all of the characters, so you don't feel panicked when you have like a question about Banquo and you're like, who the hell is Banquo? Context is a very annoying little step which I do not like, but you just have to suck it up and do it. You just have to suck it up. There's literally, like, you can't avoid it. You have to talk about context, and sometimes that can be a little bit hard for some people. Sometimes it's hard for me even. Like, I don't understand it sometimes, but you gotta just push through it. Okay, push through it. So when you think about context, think about who was the king or queen this play was aimed for. What was the Elizabethan audience or Shakespearean audience like in this time? How did they react to, you know, regicide? How did they react to a woman being in charge or being in power? The point of your paragraph is to uncover what Shakespeare wants, what Shakespeare is doing with this play. What is he intending? Why has he wrote this? Why is he bringing this to this attention? How does this relate to society at this time? Like, everything just links back to Shakespeare and his mind. So you kind of just have to know a lot about Shakespeare. You kind of have to just know, like, what was up with him, you know, what was he doing, you know, basically. All that stuff I talked about, if you can do all that, you're gonna pass, okay? You will definitely pass. Even if you don't take anything from this video, you will still pass, as long as you write something. Do not write nothing, because then that is really bad and then you won't pass. Even if you don't take anything from this video and you go and do your own thing, you will still probably pass. English is very easy to pass, but I know some people really want good grades. Everything I've mentioned was everything that I used in my literature exam, and that all got me a grade 9. So you don't have to listen to me, but I'm telling you, if you want a grade 9, maybe the last little bit I want to talk about is English language. I'm going to go through that quickly because English language is particularly easy, but I know there's some pointers that people may need, and I can help with that. I can help you. So with English language, it's all about structure, okay? Oh my god, I cannot say this enough. Learning the structure is so important for English, because if you miss any points of the structure, you are missing out so many marks that are easily rewarded. Some people like beat themselves up about it if they forget like one part of the structure. Don't do that, okay? Do not beat yourself up about it. Everybody forgets the structure sometimes, and that is okay. I've got the structure for my question in my exam, but that didn't take down like my grade at all, I still got a very good grade. I feel English language, you need to have a good understanding on making your own inferences and analysis. So specifically for question 5, paper 2, you have to make a lot of inferences, okay? You have a statement and then you have to talk about your own points for that statement. And that can be a little bit tricky because some people can't come up with points on the spot. For me, I can come up with like 2 or 3 points, and then when I start writing, I'll come up with like the best point I've ever had in my entire life, and I will end my paragraph with it, and it will look so sick. It's not the worst thing in the world if you don't know how to analyze something, because as long as you can make a basic point, even if you pick out a quote and you think you have to make some broad, amazing grade 9 analysis, you don't. Even if you picked out a quote and then just said, this made her feel, I don't know, sad. It's just, this made the mountains look uneasy. I don't know. As long as you can adapt onto that and make it sound a little bit better, you have nothing to worry about. Like, you're fine. It's fine. You don't have to make like a perceptive analysis to do well, you know? You can still do well and not have a perceptive analysis. You can still pass. You can still get full marks, or you can still get like marks on that question without having to make the most like complex inference ever. As long as you understand the question and the text, you're fine. I said that a lot, I know, but like, you need to understand that it's fine. It really is fine. I think all it is structure, understanding the text, being able to make your own inferences, and good points. I think I covered everything. If I've missed something, I will definitely put it in like the comments, and you can read through a comment if I have any additional information that I forgot to mention. But yeah, that's it for today's video. That's all it is. It's finished. But that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.